Glance over the photo again, scanning the faces of every person on the stage. The lens reveals their stories, the slight nervousness concealed behind the participants' beaming expressions, the anticipation glimmering in the eyes of the students who came to watch. A committee of Year 12 students always puts together the Valentine's Day ball for sixth formers, the Year 12s and Year 13s, that will be happening in 2 weeks. And I'd been unexpectedly nominated to the group by our head of year to oversee all photography matters. And when this matchmaking event had been proposed as a fun way for us Year 12 students to find dates for said ball, I'd been the only person on the committee who didn't see the point of it. However, as each couple was matched throughout the evening, the point quickly became clear. Conflict and drama. Which can be entertaining. Everyone loves a good soapy spectacle, but it's exactly the kind of situation I'd normally avoid for the sake of my own mental health. Once I set the final matchmaking print to rinse for a few minutes, I'm eager to pore over the images I'd rather be working on instead, so I hurry over to the cubby shelf where I'd kept my things. I grab my film negative binder and a magnifying glass, then quickly flip to the pages where I'd stored my negatives from the Black Girls' Winter Fair. Warmth fills my chest. The fair had taken place in London last weekend, and I'd been staring at the negatives every chance I could this entire week, anticipating the moment when I could finally print my favourites. Unfortunately, the matchmaking photos needed to take priority. The photo rinse timer starts beeping when I get to the final one, the image distorted by the glaze of unshed tears around my eyes. I ignore the sound, staring at the image for a little longer with an achingly wide smile. It was the best moment of the entire weekend. I was heading out of the fair when I'd spotted my favourite writer, Kia Rose, an amazing photojournalist and professor of Black women's history. After building up the courage to speak to her, she'd let me take a photo of her standing in front of the wall of messages, the place where my own tear-stained note was pinned up alongside those of the other fair attendees, with messages of love about their time spent that weekend. I'd already planned to use these photos for my We Create article, the final stage in the application process for the online magazine's photojournalist position. But seeing Kia Rose that day felt like fate. I'd discovered the magazine in Year 7, marvelling at the space created by queer women of colour writing about their passions and experiences. The first issue I'd ever read was guest edited by Kia Rose, and I can never forget that feeling of being so completely seen, even though my 11-year-old self hadn't fully processed the importance of having a safe haven away from Wodebury's halls. Now that I do, I just need to write about it. That same feeling captured here in every image I'd taken at the fair. Black women celebrating in community. Nervous anticipation rushes down my spine, followed by a twinge of desperation. The job is perfect anyway, but I also just need it. Woodbury giving me a bursary to cover the fees to study here is one thing, but the upkeep of being here is another. I wouldn't even be able to afford the ticket to the Valentine's Day ball if I didn't have a discount as a committee member. I need as much extra income as I can get. My thoughts are interrupted by several successive dings of text notifications. I quickly return the negative strip to the binder and head back to the processing station, grateful for my phone's darkroom filter as I open up the messages. Saturday, 8:07 p.m. Nav. No, I won't stop pouting. You'd feel the exact same way if you had a dream match and that happened to you, sad face. I just wish Jordan didn't leave. Mr. Layton said everyone on the committee had to take part yesterday. I needed the plausible deniability. Naveen had only joined the committee to keep me from being alone with the popular crew, but he'd spent most of his time subtly eyeing Jordan. Another message comes in, and I laugh at the selfie of Naveen's pouting face. The soft pink gloss on his lips shines perfectly against his light bronze skin, and from the background, it seems like he's returned to his dorm room in Roten House. Naveen, and access to this darkroom, are my saving graces here at Wodebury Hall. He'd spent most of his early life shuttling between England, Bangladesh, and another boarding school in Spain before arriving at Wodebury Hall in Year 9. His mum, the owner of a multi-million-dollar international architecture firm,